Well, it seems like only yesterday was the last week of August, and we were approaching those week zero games, and here we are, quickly approaching Thanksgiving and the end of the regular season. But this college football campaign keeps marching on, and I've got a couple of complimentary plays coming your way for this weekend's action with the complimentary selections. Well, last Saturday, not so good. Hit the top play with James Madison. Lost the other three, a couple of them by just a point. But overall, complimentary plays in all sports combined over the past 12 months, 83 and 57 roll. A couple of interesting games on today's card that I want to take a look at. One of them is going to be the game with Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh on the night card. Also want to take a look at the game in the Big 12 between Houston and TCU. So those games are coming up. As for myself personally, well, I could not cash with top-rated 15-dime college basketball best bet winner number 7 out of 8 last night as Colorado State lost for the first time this season. I mean, what a way to lose. A 17-point favorite losing outright to lowly Denver. But listen, 6-2 with the 15-dime best bets in college basketball over the past 2 weeks. I can take that. Today, what I have going is going to be my play that matches the highest rated selection I've had so far in college football this season. Raise the bar 20-dime football winner number 23 out of 57. Now, it's one of your early games. It's going to be the game between Louisville and SMU in Dallas. And again, number 23 out of 37, 19 and 10 with the Saturday best bets over the past 2 seasons combined. 41 and 24 roll with the normal top-rated 15-dime best bets in football. This one is stronger. And a perfect 5-0 with the 10-dime college football releases over the past 3 weeks after cashing with Akron. Yes, another Mid-American Conference winner. I'm going to have to start changing my opinion about the MAC after going undefeated in MAC games this year on Tuesday night. And this play is twice as strong and is once again the half price play of the day over at DeMarcoSports.com using the coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F, or as you see at the bottom of the screen, if you haven't taken advantage of it yet, you can always use the free 2-day all access pass offer and get all the plays of all the handicappers for free, not only today, but any other day you choose. Personally, I would do Saturday and Sunday, but that's your option. Again, if you've never taken advantage of it, now is the opportunity to do so. You can get all the plays of all the handicappers for free with no strings attached. Yes, for once, something in this industry actually free does mean free. Also, one other thing to talk about before we get to the free selections, the reality show pilot that I mentioned last week. And yes, it is a pilot. It was shot with the intention by the producers to try to now pitch it to a TV network, an online network, etc. 2 more episodes are available over at DeMarcoSports.com. If you happen to be watching the video, of course, on my website, you'll see it right underneath my video. If you're not, you can go over to the website and you can catch it over on my homepage or on the today's video page. There are 2 more episodes, and if you didn't catch last week's explanation about it, this is basically, listen, it's reality TV. It's not real. It's engineered drama to produce drama, which is supposedly going to be entertaining television. I'll leave that last thought up for you to decide. And basically, it is set up to be a conflict between Brandon Lang and Shawn Michaels, who in reality don't like each other at all. And Shawn really can't stand Brandon. So there's not a lot of acting going on here. And when you see Brandon acting like a blowhard, an egotistical narcissist, well, there's not a lot of acting going on there either. And when you see Steve acting as a mediator, there's not a lot of acting going on there. So that's the premise between the show and the actors in it. And there's a lot of fringe characters, and you'll see that getting developed as too. And each week they'll be putting 2 more episodes out there. And again, it's a pilot. But you'll see the crux of the show is Brandon accusing Shawn of stealing his customers, stealing his analysis, stealing his plays. Well, hell, Brandon's accused everybody in this company of stealing something from them at one time or another. Such is life. Hey, one quick word about Brandon Lang. Let me just clear up one little misnomer. I would say probably the biggest criticism that he has gotten over the years is the validity of his Super Bowl record, 26-6-2. I started these sites 24 years ago. This is year number 25, right? That record's 100% legit. I wouldn't let it go up on the site if it wasn't, as my earbud's falling out. And I've known him, unfortunately, for, well, geez, I think I met him first time in 1993. The record's legit. Took a couple of years off to go become a caddy out in LA at the Riviera Country Club to try to get his movie made. I'll say a lot of things about the guy, but, well, actually, I don't say a lot of things about the guy, but, nobody else in this business went and used his connections as a golf caddy to network to get a movie about his life made. And I will also share this little tidbit for you. When Steve and I got together about 2002, 2003 to take over the dying remnants of another company, Steve didn't want to have anything to do with Brandon Lang. But I, at that time, had been on friendly terms with Brandon. I had heard every one of the stories that he has talked about, all the people that he met, about networking the movie all along for almost 2.5 years. I remember I'm walking into what was then the Monte Carlo Hotel Casino in Las Vegas. I think it's now Park something MGM. Isn't that what it is? I'm literally walking in there with my wife. I'm on the phone with Steve, and he says, I can't stand Brandon. I don't want to have anything to do with the company. I'm telling you. And this is like 2003. I told him, Brandon is on this close to getting that movie made. And to cut ties with him then would be absolutely the worst thing you can do. I agree that he was a pain in the ass. I can't stand him 99% of the time. But the money that we could potentially make if he actually gets this thing done, and I believe that he could, would be astronomical. What happens? That movie gets made, 2005, it comes out. And I will be the first to admit, we were three-way partners on that site and made a hell of a lot of money. A hell of a lot of headaches. In Italian, agita is the word I would use. There's another couple of words I would use, but I don't think I could use them on YouTube. But I was right. Steve was wrong. So anyway, let's move on and get to the complimentary plays here. First game, I want to talk about Georgia Tech. Listen, there's not going to be any defense in this game because Georgia Tech can't stop anybody. I mean, their defense is absolutely pathetic. But we also saw Pittsburgh finally run into a good team last week against Notre Dame, and their defense was just as bad, and their offense couldn't get anything done. I think this is a damn cheap price, taking Georgia Tech at less than a field goal at home, because they've got that inside track to get to the ACC championship game and keep their college football playoff hopes alive with the win here. They have also won 10 in a row at Bobby Dodd Stadium. So they win, they clinch the ACC championship, right? They've got the most dynamic player on the field tonight with Haynes King. 2,259 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, 72% completions, 870 yards rushing, tops on the team, 14 more touchdowns. This is a dynamic Tech offense. It's 19th in the nation in scoring, 10th in rushing, almost 200 yards a game. First in total offense, almost 500 yards per game. Now, Pitt has a good run defense. Couldn't stop Notre Dame last week, could they? I don't think they're going to stop Georgia Tech here tonight either. I think all the ingredients are in there for Georgia Tech in their final game. They don't have to be in a position to beat Georgia next week. I think all the ingredients are there for Georgia Tech to win this game by a 6-7 point margin. And I just like it. It's going to be a high scoring shootout game. And I think Georgia Tech is going to get the job done. It's my second favorite play on the board, and I love Georgia Tech in this game. Let's talk about the game between Houston and TCU. I mean, TCU cost me in a two-team teaser 2 Saturdays ago when I had Texas Tech against BYU and TCU at home against Iowa State. If you remember, TCU was up 17-6 in the fourth quarter, ended up totally choking the game away, losing it, in fact, on a 79-yard punt return to the Cyclones, losing that game 20-17. Next week, meaning last week, they go to BYU, and they just got steamrolled in Provo by the Cougars. Well, they're not the first team to lose to BYU, but they got hammered 44-13. They are a one-dimensional offensive team, and their defense really isn't that great. Now, you've got Houston, the team that's on a 4-1 straight-up and ATS roll, ranked by the College Football Playoff Committee for the first time since 2021. Lost their last home game, the only loss in that 5-game stretch to West Virginia, okay? But, hey, they're playing well. You've got a TCU team that's 4-11 its last 15 games on the road against the spread. that's failed to cover 4 of their last 5, and Houston's only a 1.5 point favorite and is by far the better of these two teams defensively. Cheap price to take the Houston Cougars at home in this spot. So I'm going to go with them. And finally, I gave you James Madison last week as my top play. Don't think they're the top play today, but I got to come back with the Dukes, who have won 8 in a row, 9-1 of the season. Their only loss early in the year against Louisville. Hard to believe that this team is still not getting any consideration by the College Football Playoff Committee. But they're just waiting for one of those teams in the American Conference, maybe East Carolina, somebody to fail or slip up to slip into perhaps one of those bowl game possibilities, right? And you look at them, they have a sold out crowd here today on Senior Day. It's also Marvel Day. Whatever that means, Marvel Day, the comics, the whole bit. I think it has something to do because of their uniforms being purple. So who knows? Maybe the Hulk will show up in uniform. I don't know. But anyway, 9-1 in the Sun Belt, 8 straight wins, 5-0 straight up, 4-1 ATS at home. Coming off a 58-10 blowout of App State last week. Washington State has traveled well this year because of their defense, right? Remember, they went to Ole Miss and almost pulled off the outright upset as a 23-point road dog. Went to Virginia, should have won that game outright as a double-digit dog, and then ended up losing in the fourth quarter on a safety. But their last road game a couple weeks ago, they went to Oregon State and ended up losing 10-7. Their offense is putrid. Their defense, damn good, only giving up 7 touchdowns the last 6 games, but they can't put points on the board. James Madison can. And that's why I have no problems laying now up to 14 points with the Dukes in this contest. So again, in the order I gave you the plays is the order that I rate the plays today. Georgia Tech, a clear-cut favorite at number 1. Georgia Tech. Number 2, definitely going to go with Houston. And then number 3 is going to be James Madison. Now listen, guys, Georgia Tech is sitting there at 2.5. If that line goes to 3, you know what I'm going to tell you, buy down the half point with the Yellow Jackets. But there's a reason I'm putting this video report up in the middle of the night. I want you to get on it early and take advantage so that you don't have to buy the half point. But if you have to, you have to. But again, I think Georgia Tech wins this game comfortably by 6 to 7 points in a shootout at home. That's the number 1 pick. Houston will be number 2. And then you've got James Madison clocking in at number 3. Good luck, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon. And we'll maybe have to see you here on Sunday. Good luck, everybody.